Hello and welcome to What's on the Shelf. I'm your host Jen, and I'm here with Dizzy slash Mel. And today it's Manga Monday. Woo! We're back. We're starting to
We're
slowly,
back.
we're starting to slowly stream and get stuff going again for the channel. Sorry for the camera quality. I'm roughing it right now. My camera equipment is currently away, and the house is a mess. So pulling all that equipment out right now is not going to be helpful to fixing that issue. So, how are you doing today, Mel?
I'm doing great. A little bit tired, but I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm exhausted, and I just realized I was calling you Mel instead of Melissa instead of Mel.
I
Ugh,
don't. I don't mind.
I'm so tired. So
It's alright.
yes.
I think we all are.
So welcome to Manga Mondays, and essentially, just give me one sec to make sure we're still live on Facebook and other platforms. Yeah, we're still good to go.
Good on my end.
So we wanted to start with what today? What we're currently reading or what we've read in the last month?
Let's go with what we've read first, I guess.
Okay, because I've got a pile of books again. This is bad for my wallet. Okay, so one of the books I picked up is Not So Sweet Boys. Um,
Mm.
if you've read The Wolf Boy Is Mine, it's another, I'm not sure if it's a spin off, but very good series. Like, I'm hooked. The first chapter hooked me into the entire series.
Mm.
Essentially, the main girl, this chick here, I'm horrible with names, so I will just go like pointing at characters.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Go ahead.
Essentially, she ends up her first day of school losing her wallet, and then these guys find it, and they're essentially stealing it from her wallet. And then this trio shows up and saves the day, and the story continues from there. I won't go into too much spoilers. I mean, it tells you pretty much the main storyline on the back of the book, but it's a lot of fun. It's very cute. There's a lot of little like slice of life moments,
Mm.
so I highly recommend that one. So
Sounds a little bit like an otome game.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Except they chose the path that you're doing.
Mm. Well, like in most harem kind of mangas.
Well, I'm not sure if it's a harem manga at this point because she's crushing pretty hard on just one. It's just
Mm.
that the boys are very tight knit together, like they've always been together. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not quite sure if it's going to be a case of like they all have like an awkward love triangle because the book does like book one doesn't end that way. They're more just
Mm.
friends by the end of book one. So
Yeah.
it's definitely something to look into.
Nice. And what was it like? In what category is it? Like, is it in like shoujo or?
Well, it's age 13 plus, so I guess it would be more shojo.
Yeah,
Uh,
it doesn't seem to be like in the seinen.
yeah.
All right. Well, one that I read very early in the month. I may have mentioned it quickly because I was reading it during the last one. It's called "The Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess." Have you heard about that?
You've told me about it, but I'm sure our audience hasn't.
So it was quite new at work, and the second one is coming out soon also. So I'm looking forward to it. So it's a girl that when she's younger, she writes her own isekai. So she's looking forward to being reincarnated in her own world. So she creates her character, she creates the villains, she creates her dream prince and everything. And years later, well, she dies in the classic "I'm being hit by a car" that we see in every manga anime ever. But instead of being reincarnated as the heroine that she designed, she is reincarnated as the villainess. And she
Ooh.
knows she's about to die. So she has to rewrite the history and remember what she wrote when she was 12 or 13. And now she's an adult.
Oh
So
wow.
she's trying to twist the story around, and I thought that twist was really interesting in Isekai. So that one I really enjoyed, and I'm looking forward for the next one.
Awesome. I guess the next one I have is this one here. I'm horrible at pronouncing the names, so I will not pronounce names. But essentially, it's a little cute, like it's not quite
I guess
yaoi.
Sasaki and Miyani?
Yeah, I believe that's it. Miano, Miano. Anyways,
Miyano?
yeah, very cute. It's only the first volume. It is a very thin. It's a small book.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, this guy here is really into boy love. Like they follow everything.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, like they're the the manga geek in their classroom kind of thing. But the other guy is like, "Oh, what are you reading?" And it becomes a very embarrassing friendship of of like this guy trying to understand what this guy likes and so on and so forth. It's not
You have that oh no moment.
yeah, exactly. And it's not quite a yaoi, but it's like it's a blurry line. We don't know where it's going. It might go that way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still really cute and like the guy gets embarrassed so easily over everything. It's really adorable.
Aww.
So that would be another one that I highly recommend. I'm looking forward to book two. Not sure
Mm.
exactly when it'll be coming out or anything like that.
It does
Um,
look sweet.
it is definitely sweet. So yes, what was your next one that you read?
I read that one is a Yuri. It's called Adachi and Shimamura.
Mm-hmm.
I think you picked it up too, but you didn't read it, did you?
It's on my pile of things to read for next month.
No, not Shikimori is not just a cutie. This one's really good too, though. I talked about it last month.
Mm-hmm.
Adachi and Shimimura. So it's a Yuri, and it's two girls who become friends out of skipping school. So they're both skipping school. They go to the roof and they try to relax there. But their friendship develops into something more. Maybe that's what one is starting to realize.
Okay.
And it's a very slice of life story. It's very cute. There wasn't any like plot twist or anything like to keep you on the edge in the story, but it was really wholesome.
Well, that's good. I'll definitely have to look into it because I'm not quite sure if I did or not. But yeah.
It's a blue cover with two girls on the front on the roof of the school.
Hmm. I can't remember. I'll definitely have to take a look. I yes, no. I remember you pointing it out today too. I think at
Yeah.
work. Yeah. Cedric says hi, so hi Cedric.
Hello.
So yes. Um, so yeah, essentially, no, that sounds really good. I'm interested in reading it. Was there anything in particular about the story that really caught your eye? Or is it just a slice of life?
Not that much, honestly. It's just the two characters are very different.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them is actually good at school, and the other one is not interested at all. And she's trying to. They're kind of impacting each other on their way of life.
Okay. Another one that I read volume one of, I think
Mm.
last or 2 months ago, but I read volume two of was the Rose Garden or My Rose
Mm.
Garden. I found out that it's only 3 books long, so I have the third book and
Yeah,
I still haven't read it yet.
I need to read them too.
Do you have them, or are you just
I don't have them yet,
okay? Well,
but they're on my list.
I can always lend you mine. But yeah, so that's definitely on my list of stuff to read this weekend.
Mm. They look really nice. Everyone's talking about it. I read part of the first one.
Okay.
Uh, Other than that, another one that I started reading that I really enjoy more than I thought I would is called Magical Girl Special Ops Asuka.
Was that the
So,
magic girl with guns?
yes. So, aliens invaded Earth, and there was a war. And to help humans, another form of tiny aliens decide to merge with some girls that they've selected, and these girls become magical girls. So they're like they're tiny spirits that fly behind them. So they don't actually like become one with the girls, but they share their powers with them.
Okay.
And the army hires those girls to fight against the aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And after the war, there's only I think 8 left of them, and they're living their daily lives either bringing down quartels or helping with the police against various things, or still in different wars. And now they're realizing that someone is bringing these monster aliens back, so they have to fight back again.
Okay. It
And the
sounds
aliens are like big, giant, killing teddy bears.
like it's really sounding like Neo Genesis Evangelion and like oh what was the other one? Aquarion I think was the other one that
Yeah.
like Aquarion was weird as an anime. Oh my god.
But the thing is about this manga, it's really weird, but it knows it and it like goes right into it without any shame, and I loved it.
Okay, another one I'm halfway more than halfway done, so I
Mm,
consider it done is Signs of Affection.
yeah, you told
This
me.
was so cute and like there's so many little blushy moments. I'm reading it, I'm like, "Oh,
Mm,
sweetheart. Like you haven't experienced the world yet. It's really cute watching you." No, cuz so the storyline is this girl here, she's deaf.
Okay.
And she essentially, like, she's been deaf all her life, even though she has, like, the hearing aid, like,
Mhm.
it's just, it doesn't help. Like, she
Yeah.
just, it's too far gone for her. So she's very heavily reliant on reading lips and sign language. And the platinum haired person is essentially someone she goes to school with. And she kind of has an incident on the bus going home, or the train going home, where like a
Mhm.
guy's trying to talk to her and she's like, I can't understand you. And she's like, I think you're speaking a foreign language. And then he kind
Mhm.
of steps in and explains everything and like gets the person to the right place that they need to go. And they kind of like continue their friendship from that moment on. But it's so adorable. Like, the guy speaks like four different languages. He goes all over the place, and she's never left like her hometown, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like
Aw.
she's kind of living through life through him at the same time, because
Mhm.
she's scared to step outside of like her shell. So it's a really cute thing. I've already ordered the other two books. Like, they're on my list. And like as soon as they come in, yank. But yeah, no, highly recommend.
It does sound really sweet and wholesome. I
Mm-hmm.
like it. I like the sound of it. It reminds me of actually one that I've read that is called The Girl Without a Face.
Okay.
It was new at work, and basically, it's in a world where you have some strange humans. Some of them have giant ears, some of them look more like aliens than humans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a girl who doesn't have a face at all, so she has no expressions, she can't talk. But her boyfriend thinks she's the cutest thing ever, and it's him trying to understand her and her being shy and trying to get him to understand what she's trying to say. And it's just really, really cute and wholesome. Like, at some points, she wants to show off that she lost weight, so she starts laying down on him and trying to push him, and he's like, "What's going on?" And then she brings him to the bathroom and shows her the weight, and she's really happy. So it's just really sweet.
Okay.
And it's
Um
everyone trying to understand her, and it's really wholesome.
um so that's essentially all I really got through. I got through a couple of
Mhm.
comics as well, but like I've read the first volume of Sunstone. Oh my
Mhm.
god, so good. Like, I know we're
Is that
talking
the one you
mangas.
showed me?
Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah.
the one with the two the women exploring alternative life stuff. Yes.
Mhm. Nice.
But very well done, very tasteful. And
Mhm.
I've already ordered the rest of it, and I still need to read the spin-off series called Swingers or Swing. Essentially, it's about another subset of characters from the main series, but it's
Mhm.
their ventures and how they're trying to rekindle their relationship and everything like that. So it's definitely interesting, and comics is something I'm gonna try and bring to my channel as well at some point.
Yeah.
But maybe another episode or another like live stream type thing.
I don't read that many comics, but I'm a big fan of the Star Wars ones. So these are some that I want to pick up, the new ones that are coming out.
Oh, the like the bounty hunting ones with that are based off of the. I don't think it's Boba Fett. I think it's based off of the Mandalorian.
Not 100% sure.
I'm not sure either. Like, I know that Buffy as well is getting like a reboot in the
Mm.
comics, and it's really weird because the series finished, and
Mhm.
instead of like going back to try and like renew it on TV, like the actors were done with it essentially. And Fox at the time didn't want to continue it, or CW, whoever had the rights to it at that point.
Yeah.
So essentially, they went and started doing the series in comics. So they did season 8, 9, and 10 in comics, and now they're doing a reboot.
Mhm.
And one of my favorite characters from the series is Giles, because he's just a badass. Um, and they're doing a spin off where he's a vampire.
All
And I'm
right.
like, I'm sold. Can I have two, please? I know other people that will want to read this. And it's done by the same artist that did Unnatural and Unsacred. And I'm a
Oh, I know.
huge, yeah, I'm a huge fan of that artist. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god, her stuff is amazing. She did amazing work with Mercy as well. Like, I haven't finished reading the 6 issues,
Mm.
but like,
Mercy is gorgeous.
exactly. So I'm like, I'm sold. Let's go. Throw money.
Yeah. Take all my money.
Yeah, it's the fry meme showing up right
Yeah.
there. So yeah, that was essentially all I got through in the last like month and a half that we've been like since the first episode we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've still got a pile of stuff to read.
Yeah, same. I have more that I want to read. Didn't have as much time this month, and I don't think you did much either.
No, not with the
Yeah.
life circumstances and everything going on. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't really thought channel stuff in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks at this
Mhm.
point. So it's nice to be back, getting back into the rhythm of things.
Yeah.
So yes, stuff for upcoming mangas that I want to read. Definitely
Mhm.
this one, Rent a Girlfriend,
Yeah,
Volume
I need
One.
to read that too.
Supposedly it's super cute, but what caught my eye was in Preview World, they had a spin-off series going off of the
Mhm.
same universe where Cosmo says hi. Um,
Hi.
so essentially, the spin-off is about the shy friend that's in the series and
Mhm.
how she's like trying to do the similar thing that her friend was doing, but she doesn't know how to do it. So it's gonna be awkward as hell.
Nice.
So there's that one for me.
Mhm.
There's also the other one you pointed out. This one,
Yeah, Shikimori is not just a cutie. Very good.
yeah, that's another one that's on my list of things to read. Let
Mhm.
me see here. I have this one here that looks really good.
Oh, I have the same. Yeah.
Yeah, Love to what was it? Love to Heart, I think is Love and Heart, which looks really
Mhm.
good. I saw volume 2 on Preview World and I was like, this looks really good, and I missed it on volume 1, and then Jenny was like, oh, look, this came in. I'm like, yoink.
Yo.
I'm going to purchase right now. There's also Love to Kill,
Mhm.
which looks really good too. Not sure what's going on in the screen, and I haven't read anything about it yet, but it looks really interesting.
Mhm.
And then I knew these were coming in, but I hadn't realized they had come in. I am a huge, and I mean huge, Final Fantasy fan,
Oh.
and I've been waiting for the English versions of these to come out.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize we had those either.
Yeah, they just came in I think the last run of books that we had. So this is Final Fantasy Lost Stranger. I
Mhm.
have no idea if it has any correlation with any of the series,
Mhm.
but just the artwork alone in the book, I'm like, this looks amazing. Like
Yeah, it does
there's
look.
like it might just be one of those like, oh, the guy's in a video game kind of thing, but it
Mhm.
still looks really good. Like I have volume 1 and 2 already. Like the cover artwork is just amazing looking as well.
Yeah.
And I have to point out that there's Moogles on the sides of the book.
Oh,
So
so cute.
I
I love them.
like they're little like even like if you put them side to side, there's Moogles on the sides. So
Aw,
they look really cool on your shelf as well. I'm a
that's so
huge
cute.
fan of chocobos and Moogles. Like
Yeah.
I've got like the entire collection of I think everything that came out for the 25th or 30th
Mhm.
um for the chocobo plushies. I mean, I even have the chocobo board game and card game. That's how much of a
There's a
fanatic
board
I.
game.
There's a board game for chocobo. It's called I think it was just the chocobo game. Like there's a chocobo card game and there's chocobo dungeon card game, and
Mhm.
then I think the other one was just chocobo something. But essentially the game is set up so that you're playing like you're trying to round up wild chocobos to your like your nest.
Mhm.
But other players can essentially like force them to run away from your chocobo, or they can try like you can try and like guide them to your section, or you can randomly summon them, kind of thing. So it's a lot of fun. It does play crazy with 4 players. I've played it with 2 to 3 to 4, and I think the best balance is still 4 because there's just so many shenanigans you can do with it.
Nice. I'll have to look that up.
I'll send you a link. I'm pretty sure I have it on Board Game Geek as well somewhere.
All
I
right.
need to update my Board Game Geek as well. I've been doing okay with my Goodreads. With like every time I open a new book, I'm like, and scan, and continue.
Yeah, I do the same thing on the anime list.
Yeah, anime list I haven't used yet, and I guess I should. because so far the Goodreads has been good enough to like have my list. Like I even had it to a point where before I moved the second or third time in the last 2 years or 3 years at this point, um, I had everything labeled in boxes on my Goodreads. So if I looked at box one, all the mangas that were there were listed. But
Mm-hmm.
I've taken stuff out of boxes and they're kind of in piles right now. So it's fun time. I need to reorganize, like pull out my entire garage and just set
Yeah.
up the library.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a work.
it's work, but it's going to be so worth being able to just be like, oh, I'm going to pull this off of the shelf today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, is there any, what's on your list of stuff to read this month?
Well, the ones that are already out that I want to read, there's Rascal Does Not Dream of a Bunny Girl Senpai. Don't know if you've seen
I
it.
have not seen it, but you're going to have to send me a picture of the cover.
Okay, so I'm gonna send that to you later. There's an anime about it, and I keep hearing about it because my boyfriend keeps telling me about it. And it's about a couple basically living their life, and I think she's the older one in the couple, and he's the youngest one, and they just make a lot of quirky calls. And all I've seen so far of it are gifs of things like your ties are look good, these kind of things. It just looked really funny and really wholesome. So I'm looking forward to reading it. And it's like a big volume. And
Okay.
in the series, you have the series itself. The series itself is called Rascal Does Not Dream of. And
Mm-hmm.
then you have Bunny Girl Senpai, and you have other characters for the other volumes.
Okay.
So it looks interesting. I'm looking forward to reading that one. Another one that I don't think really needs an introduction is Quintessential Quintuplets that I want to read.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard about it, but the anime for it got pretty popular lately. So it's a guy who has to homeschool 5 girls who are quintuplets, and they're all pretty dumb. So it's a slice of life about that. I don't really know much about it, but it's definitely on my list. It looks cute, and the art is super pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And another one, I don't think you're gonna be surprised when I tell you the title, but it's called Kaiju Girl Caramelize.
Okay.
Someone told me about it, and the way he described it to me, it's a girl who's basically kind of like a magical girl, except her power is to transform into a big kaiju.
Oh well, it's like dating a T Rex.
Yeah,
Someone a Gab at work was telling me it was hilarious. Like he read the first volume. I don't know if he read the
yeah.
rest of them, but I know he read the first volume. And I will say that like another one that I really enjoyed that we got in stock. I read the first volume. Was a Mermaid in My Bathtub.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But the only issue is I'm waiting for book two and book two doesn't come in and I'm like,
Yeah, we have that issue. I'm waiting for book one for Kaiju Girl, and it's nowhere to be seen. So
mm. Well,
that's an issue.
well, I mean, we'll eventually get them in. It's just time and
Mhm.
COVID and yay.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, like, there's so many books. I have a pile of stuff now. I've got
Mhm.
4 boxes of like comic boxes that like 2 of them are comics and the other one is just holding mangas because I don't have any room. Like I don't have any
Yeah.
shelving set up in my room yet for actual like putting books on. I've got all my video games
Mhm.
and everything all over the place, but not my books.
Yeah.
They're just in piles.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I have like a big pile next to my bed, and I'm like, where am I gonna put them?
Yeah, that's where the library comes in once that's set up.
Yeah,
I'll buy
but
piles of
I have
books.
a library shelf, except mine is filled with figurines. So I have another issue.
Well,
If I put the books, where do I put the figurines?
see, now you got to get that fancy glass case so there's no dust
Mhm.
and everything.
Yeah,
And then it's an IKEA trip.
yeah, and that needs to be done eventually.
Mm,
Um, if not looking on the list, there's 3 more books that are not out yet, but I'm
okay.
looking forward to. I've already talked to you about Yoshino Zuikara. So it's about the mangaka who's really shut in his place, and he wants to get a big seller manga out.
Okay.
The third volume is coming out, and it's a series that I really, really enjoy. So if you haven't read that one, I highly, highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
He's a shoten, and he starts to write a slice of life instead of an isekai that he always writes. And he has to go out, and he's terrified of the world. It's really cute. I really like it. The other one, it looks interesting. The cover is pretty. It's called Sex Ed 120%. So the description is just a gym teacher has one mission: help Japan with its terrible modern sex education standards. The problem is her students barely know their birds from their bees. Between a girl who has already a hardcore boy love lover and a girl who only cares about cats, her work is cut out for her.
Okay, I'm kind of sold on that at the same
Yeah,
time.
it
Uh,
like it just looks funny. I like it.
what was the other one? I know that there's our teachers are dating. I
Yeah,
read the
I haven't
first
read it.
I read the first one. I have the next two volumes, 2 and 3 that look
Mm-hmm.
really really interesting. Like it's a cute little romance about
Yeah.
older women essentially dealing with like some of the prejudice that could come against them when like you're older women dating or just that
Mm.
culture in Japan as well. Um what was the other one that I have piled of the Dragon Bride's the Water Dragon's Bride.
Oh, this one is good.
I have all of it. The only issue is I can't find volume 1 through 3 in my pile of stuff downstairs. And
Uh,
I know I have them and I need to reread them because it's been so long since I've read the first 3 books that I'm like, is this from this manga or is this from this manga? Ugh.
but those are really good. It's one that I really enjoyed.
Well, there's what Yana of the Dawn that also looked good. I think I
Yeah,
read book 1 of that one, but it's one of those things like I like collecting series that are done. So I know how much
yeah.
money I'm going to spend on them. Like
Dawn, I started reading them a while ago, and they're still coming out. I think.
which one?
It's a big one. Yona of the Dawn.
Yeah, I think they're like 27 or 29 at this point.
There is a
Um
bunch.
like the same thing like Clamp is coming out with their whole new collector stuff as well. That's on my
Mhm.
wait list. With the Sailor Moon Eternal stuff that's in English with the big volumes.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that stuff to come in as well, but I know that Sailor V, like the 2 books that they did for that, they're getting 2 editions out as well, like the Eternal editions, and they're
Mhm.
coming out. I think it's May. No, it's further on. I think it might be June or July actually, if I remember correctly. But it I can't wait to rebuy those. Like that was the anime slash manga series that got me hooked into anime and manga as a kid. Especially the original Sailor Moon series. Like I still have Sailor Moon toys from the 90s in a box somewhere.
Yeah, I have that same thing, but with Pokemon.
Well, see, Pokemon, like, I got into Pokemon because, like, that was what all the guys were watching. So,
Mhm.
like, yes, I collected Pokemon. I played the Pokemon games. Like, I played up to Diamond and Pearl, I think was the last one I legit played.
Yeah.
Because you could also bring all the older generations into that generation. But that was probably the last one I really played. Like, I haven't played the one on the Switch yet or anything like that.
I've played them. They're pretty good.
Yeah. I know they have a new Pokemon Snap, and I know people are gonna flip over that one.
Yeah, the thing about Pokemon Snap, I was really looking forward to it, but it's still an $80 price tag, which I find a little bit expensive for what Pokemon Snap is.
Well, I mean, if the content is there, I'm all for it. Like, if there's a lot of development,
Yeah,
there's a lot of locations and stuff like that. I'm sorry if you hear dog eating
no
bone
worries.
because she found her bone. She's literally looking
Yay!
at me right now, going, "What are you talking about? I'm not making any noise."
Play
Uh,
with me.
oh, she was a butt when I got home. All she did was yell at me for like a good hour. Like, yes, I'm like, yes, I came home late. What do you want to come see the audience? Is that what you want? Come here. Hold on a second. Come here, Chanel. Come the other way. You'll be easier for you to
You
come
need
see.
a dog camera for
I
just
need
the
a
dog.
dog camera. Come
Yeah,
here,
and
Chanel.
you're gonna have like 5 cat camera or something.
6. We have 6 in the house. Come over here, Chanel. You can't come over this way. There's already issues. There's cables.
The perks about reptiles is that if I wanted a camera for my reptile, I know he would be sitting in the same spot for like 5 hours. So he's gonna be good.
Come here, Chanel. You're not gonna sit on the books. It's fine. I moved the books. Come on. You're gonna bug me until you come here. Come here. The audience wants to see you. Come here. Hold on.
I need the doggo.
Come here, Chanel. Oh no, now she's just being a... Hold on a second. Come here. Come here. Now she's just being a brat. Come here, Chanel. Yeah, no, she's... Never mind. She's decided she's gonna go back to her bone.
She's in one of those things where she's like, I want to, but not really.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just gonna annoy you just enough so that you look awkward on camera. And they don't know that I'm just sitting here going like this at you.
Anyone who has a pet can relate to that.
Yeah, I literally have like a cat on the corner of the couch. I have the dog just staring at me like I'm an idiot. And like 2 cats in the background fighting because they constantly fight right now.
What my cat's going to do is roll down on the floor, and then I bend down to pet him, and he's gonna run away. And I'm like, but why? You wanted the pets 2 seconds ago.
No, she's being annoying. Anyway, so what else is on your list? Is there anything else at this point?
Yeah, well, you reminded me of one with the one you were talking about. It's called Donuts Under a Crescent Moon.
Sorry about that. We shall.
She wants to read it too.
Yeah, she wants to play. She's like, it's almost bedtime. Why haven't I gone for my last walk yet? So you were saying donut something.
Donuts Under a Crescent Moon. I saw it at work, and I was really curious. It's a Yuri about a relationship between carer woman. So older woman again. And it looked really interesting and really wholesome. And I'll admit the title brought me in because I love donuts. So that was the thing. But it looks really good. So I'm planning on getting this one, and I can tell you about it if you should pick it up.
Okay, perfect. There's another one, Carol and Tuesday. I picked the first one up a while ago. Listen to the soundtrack from the anime, which is just gloriously done. Like, it's beautiful.
Isn't it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. I haven't watched it yet because I wanted to see what came out of the mangas more.
Yeah.
Because I tend to watch one material first and then watch it, or vice versa. So essentially, I have book 2. It's on my list of things to read for next month as well. But we'll see how many mangas I read in a month.
Well, you might have more time this month, maybe.
Yeah, I should have a little bit more time this month, but we'll see with everything I'm doing in life. But yeah, I think that wraps up our episode. We're about 35 minutes in.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll catch everyone next time at the bookshelf, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Bye.